I'm friends with LaTanya Jackson and Ernie Hudson, and so they invited me out tonight. So I'm here to say great rendition of Joe Turner's Come and Gone.
I'm looking forward to a perfect performance, but most importantly to enjoy seeing the actors do August Wilson. I mean, I don't think that you can get enough of August Wilson.
It was one of August's favorite plays. It was one of his early ones, and I think that this is my personal opinion, but in a way, this play set up some of the symbolism and mythology that he was to use in his later plays.
It's honest. It's not easy to do. Everyone can't do it, so it's a very interesting challenge.
He's just the most prolific playwright the last half of the 20th century, and he's also my homeboy because I'm from Pittsburgh too, so I can always identify with the plays.
I've seen this play before in an earlier production, and it's beyond a classic, so I'm just so looking forward to see what Bartlett Sher and this cast have done with it. I think it just, it doesn't get better than this.
I'm feeling exhilarated. It's exciting. This is my Broadway debut, and August Wilson, Lincoln Center. I mean, who could ask for anything more?
It's been a great journey. I've learned a lot and worked with amazing people, and it's been great.
It's really a lot about that sort of transitional period when people were moving large migrations from the south to the north. Essentially, there was all these guys that would go and take any charge and pull people off the street and throw them into essentially a kind of enforced slavery for years at a time. And this man has lost his whole life and is searching for his family.
To remember essentially a time in history that isn't really taught, in the post-Reconstruction and the sort of the diaspora of people moving north, and that particular story and how Wilson kind of focuses it very humanly.
Even though it's 1911, there are all of these things that people are struggling with, like identity and economics and change, that we are all struggling with at this moment in 2009. And because of that, I think it's so perfect.
You can see the myriad of characters in a day that go in and out of a life, and how they sustain themselves and how they end up becoming a part of each of us. We're all interconnected in some way, and you begin to see that in each person who comes in.
What I have really enjoyed has been really getting to absorb the stories of people who've gone through things that have allowed me to stand where I am today.
There hasn't been any writer that I can really bring to mind right away who sort of chronicled that whole migration, that whole of a people. And I think he's done it. I think it's very, very important to the history of this country and certainly the history of African Americans.
Everybody's going to get something different. They really, I'm looking at that thing a million times and people will come away with whatever they think is. So I'm not going to say what I think because I don't want to influence or prejudice anybody that comes to see it. You know what I mean? Whatever you get is what you get.
The language of it, the poetry of it is incredible. Every time I listen to it every night, I realize that it's put together in such a meticulous and artful way that every time I come to it, there's something new that just pops out, and things that I've heard a million times, I hear them for the first time all over again. It's a fantastic play.
I love that at times it's so realistic and so real and natural, and then suddenly we get a monologue from Bynum that's completely Shakespearean.
It's a great tale, and it's great characters. And I think people really, you can feel them kind of grab onto it and start to ride it.
It's a train. It's a train. It is a train. And that last scene is just so, it's incredible to me.
It's really quite a raucous evening in the theater, and it's very powerful and moving by the end. So they're really swept away. It's like a great epic novel, so it's an exciting night.